Hey, what sorts of things do you like to practice?
I'm a graduate student. I only play orchestral repertoire.
Of course. I wish I was at that advanced level. For me, practicing means numbly playing exercises until my allotted time for practicing is up. Those exercises typically include scales, long tones, and urbane studies. I especially enjoy my urban routine of double crotch hits.
I did not know that Jean-Baptiste Urban was an Irish street fighter specializing in punches to the groin. The double crotch hit sounds similar to Beethoven's Symphony No. 9, subtitled Headshot. Is the double crotch hit a combo move? When you finish practicing them, do you shout, "Fatality"?
I do not, because that would require me to have life force remaining in my soul. When I practice, I view the exercises and sheet music as enemies standing in the way of my freedom to do things I enjoy, such as not practicing. I struggle against them for hours every day. They try to make me miserable, but I beat them because I lock the part of my brain that cares about life and holds emotion away by itself for the time that I practice. I become totally disconnected from the world and simply push my face against the instrument for 2 hours or so. While the most physically healthy and socially interactive years of my life wither and die away and my body grudges step by weary step closer to the grave, I sit in a room by myself and fight an inanimate object for supremacy over an indefinable skill. Then I finish the exercise and I win.
Interesting. I always view the tuba as the enemy. After all, music even as simple as a scale exercise is the byproduct of 1,000 generations of thought, love, and passion. It is my job as a caretaker and progressive to respect and advance the contributions of those before me. Standing in my way, of course, is my stupid horn. While I have such immortal aspirations, my tuba is simply a saboteuring scrap of metal that wants to see me fail. I spent 4 months and $26,000 flying around the country to try out new instruments and once spent 16 consecutive hours on the Woodwind Brasswind website reading customer reviews of their cleaning kits. Even after purchasing my tubas, the amount of money that I spent did not immediately make me a superior player. I was understandably disappointed in the hidden design and craftsmanship flaws of my instruments.
What kinds of flaws do you mean?
My Miraphone Firebird F tuba is supposed to have a bore size of .770, but I think it definitely looks more like .769. The difference is incalculable.
Have you tried adjusting your airstream to match the bore size better?
You clearly don't understand the intricacies of brass playing. When I cannot move the appropriate amount of air through the horn, it is the tuba's fault, not mine. I hold the same attitude towards my first and second wives.
You misunderstand me. I also feel that way. I punish my tuba for its failings in many ways. I have never cleaned it because I want to humiliate it in order to finally become its master. Life forms growing in my lead pipe have developed opposable thumbs and engineered a primitive form of space travel.
When I play an exercise incorrectly, I rip a foot-long slash down the bell with my car keys.
You know, when the government wants to punish someone, they use solitary confinement. The loneliness and desperation caused by isolation can bend even the strongest of wills. I am applying this method to my tuba. The longer I do not practice, the more willing my instrument will be to do what I want when I have to audition. Before my lesson today, I hadn't taken my horn out of its case in 4 weeks.
What did you do with all of that extra time?
I engage in a host of extracurricular activities. My favorite is boxing, but I also enjoy standing next to speakers at rock concerts and compete with my friends to see who can shave the fastest.
Are you a good student academically?
I am valedictorian of my class. I am a national merit finalist and I have gotten a 2330 on the SAT. I have taken 21 IB classes and have over 3,000 hours of community service. I am incredibly successful at many of the activities I pursue, but my insecure and competitive nature refuses to let go of professional music, the only thing I have ever not been the best at. While I struggle to decide whether I truly love what I am going to major in, my college applications have locked me into a narrow range of conservatories and music programs that will cement me into a musical field forever despite my possible lack of the absolute passion. necessary to succeed because I am so talented in other areas. I constantly have to rationalize and vindicate my musical pursuits to others, which only backs me into a more defensive and determined position. I slowly wall myself off from society and happiness in favor of a small room and a lifetime of dissection, criticism, and focused improvement on details 99.99% of all people who hear me play will never notice.
And then you hear a Mahler symphony, and it is all better again.
Yes.
So, how many tubas do you own?
I only have a Norwegian star pitched in F. It is unnecessary for me to play double C in college because I will make enough money as a professional soloist that I will not need to take an orchestra job, and soloists only need to play if...
Well, I'm just a graduate student with a steadily swelling amount of student debt, no job, and parents who want me to live within my means, so I had to keep my purchases realistic. I only bought 3 F tubas, 4 double C tubas, 2 double B flats, an E flat, and an H triple sharp that I bought specially to use at Kwanzaa services during a leap year whose last 3 digits add up to a prime number greater than 19, but only if the hall where it is being held has a dew point below 78 degrees and I have eaten a protein-rich breakfast featuring a breakfast cereal sponsored by an NBA Hall of Fame inductee who did not play for the New York Knicks. All of my horns are plated in condensed French truffle oil, the valves are capped with diamonds, and come with a bell garland of unicorn feathers to soften the sound. I'm glad I bought so many, because my first experiments in making my own valve oil turned out to eat through metal, and it has been good to have multiples laying around. Sometimes I use them as pins for my home bowling alley.